Ladies and gentlemen, we have three, not one, not two, but three special guests joining us right now, Just Acting Up Show. We have the cast of Mr. Franklin. Hand applause. We'll flow down the line. We have Kareem, we have Marcus, and we have Corey. We have Marcus, we have Kareem. How you doing, gentlemen? How you doing?
Oh, doing just fine,
Doing
man.
well. Doing well. Doing well,
Good.
man. How about yourself?
Good.
Doing great.
Right.
It's great to have you all here.
Happy to be here.
Yes, indeed. So let's go ahead and let's get started. The mother of all questions, we always ask our guests when they come on, what got you started in this crazy acting world, in this art? Let's go ahead and let's start with the director first. Kareem, you take it. You start first.
I was when I was younger, man. I saw Aladdin. This is weird, man. I saw Aladdin, man, and that movie was so magical for me, man. I was like, I want to tell my own stories. Even at a young age, it was just like amazing watching that cartoon, and I just wanted to be a part of that. I didn't know in what capacity or what I was going to be doing, but it just opened my eyes to the world of storytelling, and I kind of fell in love with just the arts in general, and it's been amazing for me. So that's kind of what got me started. Aladdin. It's weird, but yeah, Aladdin.
No, it's not weird. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, nothing wrong with the cartoon. We all were kids before. So yeah.
Yeah.
You wasn't here when we was talking about all of the Disney shows. We had a whole Disney concert in here.
Oh, word.
We did. Yeah.
Disney
We're all
classic.
giant.
Yeah.
We're all giant kids. Okay.
Yes.
So Marcus, your turn. What got you started?
I got started by music, rapping, music production. I wanted to make soundtracks, so I started writing scripts. And then after that, I got into acting and learned how to be a better director. Then I got into acting. So here I am.
Nice.
That's nice.
Whoa.
Nice.
I almost had an accident over here.
Don't have an accident.
I know.
I was like, it is recorded, Corey. Like Corey is recording.
Right on time, Corey.
I was like, the world is making me stand up. Pardon my French. I apologize. Man,
It's okay.
that's like such a loaded question, because how does that even go? Like, man, like there's so many different things, but I guess like, watching movies as a kid, watching movies as a child and stuff like that, and seeing all like movie magic and everything happen, and it's just really cool and unique. And like, I mean, even for this as an example, like it's been almost like a year and a half to 2 years since like this movie was finished shooting, and now we're like here promoting it and everything like that, and that time that it takes to make a movie and everything is just an interesting process. But the real short and skinny is like, after the pandemic happened, and I like my everything that I was doing came to a halt. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I like looked back like to my roots, and I was like, what do I really want to do? What's my passions in life and stuff like that? And I was ultimately entertainment is where I wanted to go. So I tried to do theater, was like kind of slightly ongoing at the time. It was like right before everything like started blowing up with the March shutdown, and I got into one production, then like that died immediately. We did like a month of rehearsals and everything, then we got into the production. I think we did 2 weekends, and then it was bam, no more theater, everything got shut down. But I'd already had that like little that like I smelled blood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got it. And then I caught the infected itch, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, I got to find like more stuff. And I just like went full force out into entertainment, from finding stuff on Facebook and whatnot. Yeah.
Nice.
Fell in with Kahim, that was very shortly after. This was one of like the second things that I found. And it's funny because like you and I have worked together on a lot of projects, James, but like we filmed this like so back then, but now like, yeah, that's just magic.
So how did Samuel Biggs help this film that we're talking about today?
Samuel Biggs, he helped with the choreography The fight choreography. We have some choreography, some fight scenes in the film, and he helped a lot with preparation, walking us through how to actually make the fights look realistic in the film. So he was a big help with that, man. It's just all of his experience and Aikido and things like that actually added a lot to the fight scenes. And if you watch the film, you can see like those punches, man, they just deliver. I feel like they deliver so well, and it's partly because of what he added and his advice to the film. So yeah, without that, I kind of would have been up shit's creek. You know what I mean? And Marcus actually got us connected with Samuel Biggs because I was looking for fight choreographers for the film, and he was like, "Oh, you should check this guy out." And once we got connected, started talking, our relationship just kind of gelled it well. I was like, "Yeah, this is somebody I could see myself working with, not just for this film, but for the films that come after." He's real smart and really intuitive about the fight scenes and delivering those punch disc kicks and things like that. So yeah, man, I'm grateful for that dude, bro.
Was that the central point of like that connected you all? Is that how you all met through him?
No, actually, Marcus actually tried out for Mr. Franklin. He was one of the first people that, because I put a casting call out for Mr. Franklin. He's one of the first people that got connected with me and came out to the casting call and knocked it out the park, delivered all his lines so well, man. And Marcus was the first person. And then Corey came a little bit later. So it kind of built from Marcus, then Samuel Biggs and Corey and things like that. So Marcus is the glue. He's the anchor of the whole thing. So yeah, man, it was a dope experience.
Yeah, man, love it, man, and shout out to Samuel Biggs as well too. A great guy.
Good guy.
I took some of his classes. I was learning the Hapkido and the Wing Chun, and so before we get back to the other questions, I've never met somebody who would teach you something. And how can I put this? When you learn how to fight from somebody and they're teaching you these moves, he was so skilled to where he had to actually physically show me. And it's like I wanted to hit him, but I couldn't because I know he would whoop my ass. How painful it was. Like Samuel, I love you, man. But if you meet Samuel, nice guy, but he'll show you exactly like pressure points and everything else.
Yeah, pressure points.
Right? Yeah. And I was like, I wish I could hit you back, but I know you would have.
That's an extra 500 for that class.
Yes.
You know what's crazy?
Money after.
Me, James, and Mark and Corey was in a little stunt class, and that's all we did was fake fight every Sunday afternoon, jumping and running and rolling. I thought it wasn't a right way to roll. Like it's a wrong way to roll. Like that's wrong to roll. This is the
mess
way
your
how
neck
you
up.
fall.
Tuck that chin.
Yeah, you gotta tuck that chin. And I remember the guy said, if you do that again, you're gonna be concussed and your knee is gonna hit your forehead and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Pretty neat.
I don't miss those days because long story. They exercised us. They worked us out before.
Oh gosh, yeah, man. I remember the first couple of days on that, they were killing me. I was not in any shape. But like it was like Rocky, getting stronger. You know what I mean? And yeah, that was I've been watching Rocky
that with the vocals.
Yeah.
Oh man, Corey is
right.
Like,
okay, now Mr. Corey, we're gonna have to make you sing in here.
America's worst talent.
Not at all.
Kahim, let me ask, what inspired you to write the film, Mr. Franklin?
So I was on a video shoot for a music video. So random. I was on a music video shoot, and we was out in the woods. And I just got this vision of this old guy living in the woods. Like, and that was like the first kind of like spark I had for Mr. Franklin. Like, just this old guy living in the woods, and everybody got these stories about who Mr. Franklin is and what he's about. And as it started developing, I kind of came across the whole human trafficking part because, you know, I was looking up like what's going on in Houston, Texas, you know, and they were saying like Houston, Texas is one of like the #1 spots for human trafficking in the US because I guess it's so close to Mexico and things like that. So that they started building from that music video shoot, and then I got the idea for the human trafficking part. And then, you know, I'm into like sci-fi and things like that. So I wanted to add a little spice to it. So Mr. Franklin has a unique power, you know what I'm saying? So it just started building. And as I started developing it, Mr. Franklin, you know, became alive, man. It was surprising for me because I didn't really have an idea for the story. But once it started, I started pulling these different pieces together. You know, it started to reveal itself to me, I guess. And yeah, man, that's kind of how it built up.
And
Nice.
Marcus, you're Mr. Franklin. Tell us a bit about your character.
So the character, he's an ex-military guy. He's a veteran. He's an
Right.
older guy. He's pretty much tired of using these extra powers that Kahim just mentioned to you. He wants to just have a settled, peaceful life. He's separated from his wife. He has a daughter.
Mhm.
He doesn't. He's short-tempered, cantankerous, you know, and just like the typical old man who's just had it with the world. So
Mhm.
he doesn't want to be bothered, but then he's bothered, and that's what takes you into the drama, to madness.
Yeah, the madness.
Okay.
A grouch,
Yeah, it's a grouch.
definitely a grouch.
Yeah, he's
Definitely.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
And the thing
grouch.
that Marcus, you know, he brought to it, like it just felt so authentic because the casting call, he knew all his lines, man. I was like, yo, you want a paper? He was like, no, I got it. No, I'm like, you got it, like, like we was reading the lines back. He was hitting them off, man. I was like, yo, this is the guy. It didn't seem forced. It seemed real genuine. Like he was really interested in the character, and that kind of what was the seal for me. Like, man, this is Mr. Franklin.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice. Nice, man. Let's take a step back real quick with the fighting techniques as well too. Marcus, how long did it take you to, you know, get the combat skills down? How long did it take you?
well. It took me a little longer than I wish it would have. I have B2 wins and Mark Dung, Trafficking MAGA, and that's where I got the first training from. So it was just a little bit different for me working with Samuel, and but you know his fight style also makes a lot of sense. So what we did was we practiced, and then we took video home and went over the video, and then had a couple more rehearsals. So by the time it was time to shoot, I was ready. It was good.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
Mr. Marcus, preparing for this role, were there a lot that you had to do, or were you already connected to this role in some way?
I had to grow a beard, you know. You know, can you grow a beard? I was like, well, if I do that, it's gonna come out white, man. And he was like, perfect.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. And then I had to kind of think about his backstory, what made him who he is, and you know, bring it to the screen like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if we do another one, I'm gonna actually get like a beard made. So
Just clip it out from the previous Mr. Franklin and then CGI it like right onto his face.
Oh man.
We had the motion cap on during most scenes. So like if you really look closely and you pause it in certain frames, you can actually see where the mocap is still like on. So that's for future projects.
Don't believe
Like
this guy.
like 2046, 2066, you know, Mr. Franklin, XV1. We got his likeness already.
Yeah, so
Nice.
it was interesting because Marcus was shooting other films. He's doing other projects in between this one that required him to cut his beard. You know what I'm saying? So the times that we didn't shoot and we was gearing back up the show, I was like, Marcus, we about to start shooting again. He's like, man, okay, I gotta grow the beard back out. I was like, man, okay, how long it take you? About 3 weeks. I'm like, okay, there we go.
People like me with a part of beer gang, it's just like poof.
Yeah.
It's just,
I was like 3 weeks. Whoa.
Take it.
yeah, it can sometimes, like, but I wish it was more up here than right here sometimes. You know,
Man, mine grows fairly slow. And yeah, like so getting back into that, I feel you, Marcus, whenever it's like, okay, well, can you get your beard back? I'm like, give me like
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey was
3
the
weeks,
same
you
way. I'm
said?
sorry about that.
Mine
Like
used to grow in patches, but
patches?
yeah. But it grows full now. You gotta take that vitamin. What is it? Vitamin B, I
E?
think. Yeah,
E?
E or something. Yeah, it's good for your hair and your nails and your skin. So
I
Yeah.
like this segment of just acting.
Beard care, beard treatment.
I'm just
Corey-
listening
Corey was
to
the
y'all
same
men
way.
sit up here and talk about y'all beards.
beard
Now I
gang.
can grow a full one.
I'm not a part of
Just
this
like Mike.
conversation.
I can be like Mike. Like Mike.
Yeah,
And
like
grow the
Mike.
beard. Yeah,
You
like
grow the
Mike.
beard.
That's actually the official movie.
So, Corey, tell us a bit about your character, and also I want to know how many accents can you do? Because you came onto our Zoom doing the accent. How many accents can you actually do?
I you know, honestly, I just like I really like mimicking, you know, things that I hear. So like I don't really know how to answer that question too much. Like I really like Ergo's accent. That was something that I actually had for like a previous character. And when I auditioned, they seemed like they really dug it, you know? But they didn't actually have me for the character. So when Kahim came up to me and he was like, "Hey, yo, you want to try out for Mr. Franklin?" A second time, actually. I did a different, I don't know what I did for the other one.
Tell us about your character, Ergo, and Mr. Franklin.
Oh, Ergo. Yeah. That's a real sleazeball. You know, see, the thing is a lot of people say that you got to reach way down deep to get into a character. See, me, Ergo was right here. It was right here. And I didn't have to try to be the sleazeball because I am the sleazeball. You want to find out more? You want to see how Ergo got into this business? Because I'll tell you, he ain't for the working wheat. You know, he wants easy money. You want to find out more? You go watch Mr. Franklin. And we probably might have something else for you in the future as well.
Yeah, you got to stay to the end of the film. After the credits roll, there's some outtakes. There's additional cut scenes, man. You want to go ahead and stay to the end, man. It's going to help you understand where we're going with the story, man. I'm excited, man. I got some stuff coming, man. So yeah,
It's better than Samuel L. Jackson coming at the end of you already know. No eye patches at all.
Yeah.
Oh man, nice, man. That's
now
dope.
that I'm looking at Mike, man, you was an extra in my film.
Yep.
I was
You
about
didn't have a beard.
Yep.
You didn't have a beard.
Nope, didn't have a beard. I was waiting.
Yes, I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say that too, but I was like, I wonder if Mike knows that we're interviewing people that you.
I knew, but I didn't want to say, "Hey, man, remember I was in the I just let it flow, and then we're gonna eventually get to it." But yeah, man.
The truth will come out eventually.
Yeah, so I appreciate that, man, because we had a protest scene. That was in Mr. Franklin, and like I'm calling people, I'm reaching out, and not really many people showed up. So I was pulling on like some of the actors, and he was like, one of the guys, Raul, like, I know somebody, you know. So I guess that happened, and you know, so all the people that came, that was an extra, man. I really appreciate that. Shout out to you, Mike, because we actually built it on. We didn't have your scene in the script.
Yeah,
we didn't have that in the script. So once you came, and then I was talking to Raul. Raul said that he knew you.
Yeah,
that y'all could build, y'all could have some chemistry going. Yeah. So yeah, man, that pickpocket scene wasn't in the film, but once we started vibing, I was like, yo, I got a scene for you, you know, and it was dope.
Bro, it was cold and it was rainy, a little rainy outside. It was great. That was in 2020. That was in the pandemic year.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Man, it took a
January.
long
I
time for
remember
this.
that.
Yeah.
January
That was a long
2020.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, January 2020, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So actually, you should be part of this interview. You're actually. So tell us about your character.
Yes,
You know,
Mike.
so how about your character,
Yes,
Mike?
Mr.
Can you tell us
Mike.
a little about your
Well,
character,
well,
Mike?
you know,
In there, it was raining, right? It was cold.
it was raining and it was cold.
How
and
did
I
your character feel?
felt very violated because he got pickpocketed.
That's what happens when you're walking.
That's what happens. Walking is a dangerous
Not
thing.
paying
Oh, man.
Not
Too
paying
hilarious. Too. Because I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, I know that guy. And when he
Yeah.
turned, I was like, is that Mike? And then when he turned, I was like, Mike, hey,
He
watch
knows
it.
the
I
back
was
of the
like, there's Mike. So it was
Yeah.
really, and it was really cool to see that, and it was cool to see other talented people a part of it. Like you know, you had Siobhan, you had Raul,
Yeah.
quite another handful of people that was a part of this as well too. So you had a very amazing cast.
Yeah, I'm grateful for them, man. It just all came together, and the thing that made me feel so good about it is because it took like 2 years, almost 2 years, to shoot this thing, man.
Yeah,
And to have these people keep coming back, actually be committed to getting it done, man. I can't express how grateful I am. Like I tell, you know, so I shoot people some messages sometimes, like thank you, you know, things like that. I try to do little things, you know. I try to support people that's doing some stuff. So yeah, I just want to make sure that I let people know how grateful I am, because this was my first film, and I was so nervous about not getting it done. You know, regardless of what people may feel about it, how people may feel about the project, I'm just grateful that we got it done, and the way we did it, and how committed everybody was to it. You know, it just made me feel so good, man. So yeah.
Do you feel that this film can get others to get more involved and spread awareness about human trafficking?
Yeah, that was one of the main points. One is I wanted to add some entertainment value, but I did want to try to send a message, and I'm looking to build on that. You know, the human trafficking thing, because I think it's something real serious, and I don't think enough people are talking about it. You know, so I kind of wanted to add my own spin to it, things like that. I'm sorry. But yeah.
Green screen in the back.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree. I do a fashion show every year that's geared straight towards human trafficking awareness here in Houston with local designers and things like that. And so during that time, we definitely promote a lot about human trafficking. But outside of that, you speaking about your film, I rarely really see a lot about human trafficking in our city. And I think that's not good because, I mean, as you were saying, it's one of the main spots here. So it's like we have to make more people aware and let people who are doing the human trafficking know that like that's not cool and we can't have that here.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And I also I wanted to say, Marcus, I gotta give a shout out to you because I believe, well, me and Mike was already cool, but we met Tashay on your set because I know you're a filmmaker as well too. And we can't say, I don't want to say exactly what happened because, you know, I don't want to give the story away, but you know, that it was Tashay, that's when we first met Tashay, and Tashay had to run in some heels. And we can't, and I don't want to, you know, say exactly because I don't get the story away. So I want to say thank you as well. So, and another thing is that, so all three of you are men of different hats. You all do, you know, different things. But what do you like doing the most? And I'll start off with Marcus. What do you like doing the most? Acting, filming, or what is that you love doing the most in this art?
I can't answer that, man. I like doing it all. It just depends on where I'm at in the production. You know, status of the production. It depends on if I enjoy it more or not. You know, sometimes it can be real stressful, and of course you don't enjoy when a whole lot of stress. you know, and even though you gotta learn how to love the process, either wherever you are in the process. But you know, with all that being said, I still kind of like the writing and the sound and the you know, the sound design, the music. I guess it kind of takes me back to how it all started for me. At those moments is when I feel most creative, and then when it's not my project, because you know, producing and directing, brother,
Yeah.
I ain't got to tell you, not for the week, you know, not for the week at all, and then to try to do that, and be a part of the cast. You're gonna miss some stuff. Stuff gonna come out when you didn't intend it to, and you know, it's just too much.
Mm.
So, you know, with that being said, I mean, I guess the music and you know the performance aspect is what I like.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Real quick, man. The thing I appreciate about Marcus and Corey, man, as experienced as they are on the set, they still let me do my thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure some stuff that they was watching me do, and it was like, I probably want to do that if I was you, you know, but they still let me do my thing. And I was like, and that's something that, you know, I can appreciate, you know, as, you know, being this experience, man. It's like, even some stuff that I do, like video editing, and I animate, I do cartoons. There's some stuff I'll be watching people doing. I'm like, I want to do that. So I know as I could get that energy from them, like, man, I want to do that, you know. But they still let me have my room to experience and do my thing, man. And I just want to say that I appreciate them for that, you know, because I know it wasn't gonna be perfect, but still they let me fall, they let me bump my head, they let me have that space to, you know, have that experience, man. That was dope of them.
Mm.
He came in ready. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to say that it was his first film if he didn't say it so much. You know, brother kind of knew what he wanted, and that's what the main thing is about directing. You gotta know what you want. You gotta know how to get what you want on that set. And Kahim was ready. He was there. So what you see is came out of that man's mind and his hustle. So I appreciate that for allowing me to be a part of it.
Word.
Nice.
Now,
Nice.
Job, I don't remember Mr. Marcus. I just remember Gerard. I think his name was Gerard.
Yeah, we I don't want to say exactly because I know when that day on set it was supposed to be like a surprise for viewers when the film does come out, but
Right.
we met pretty much you was in heels and we was running and a
I
certain
remember
somebody.
where, and I remember all of that,
Yeah,
but
it
I
was.
just did not remember this face for some reason.
He was a director, and because he had a mask on that day. Because
Yeah, I was about to say he probably had the mask on.
You're right. You're
So
right.
I guess when you think about it in hindsight, we gotta thank you because you know
Yeah,
we wouldn't have met Touche.
Yeah.
Networking.
You wouldn't have met Touche. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and getting back to that question as well too, Corey. What's one thing what you like doing the most out of everything that you do? Because you're a man of many hats too, as well.
I mean, I think like Marcus really summed it up beautifully. It has to do with like where my mindset is at the time, you know, what I'm doing, what part of the project I'm involved in. I really like writing. Writing is something I'm very passionate about. I mean, if I'm not on set and I'm not doing like production work, producing or something, which that's very tough, which Marcus said it's, you know, it can be very strenuous and stressful at all times, but I also love, like, I've always like stressful and anxiety, all that stuff. Like I thrive in those types of environments. So I guess that's why I'm like, you know, a masochist with, you know, producing. Let me just keep beating my head against the keyboard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all fun in the end. Like no matter how stressful it is, like it's very rewarding just to like have like a very productive day on set or even like a productive day in pre-production when you're doing like whatever it is. I have a project that I'm I'll start promoting a little bit more as the time comes. I have like some pretty exciting stuff about it, and I just cast the project, and I'm gonna start. I was supposed to start filming in actually 1 month from today, March 11th. But due to some unfortunate events, we had to reschedule. So now we're doing it in April. But immediately it's like, what do you do? And I met up with another gentleman and we boom pounded out another script real quick. And now I'm like, I'm still gonna fulfill like making a short film in March. And that's just like that juggling. Like what, how can you I don't know, man. I like every aspect of filmmaking and creating and entertainment as a whole. And I think all parts of it are magical, no matter what aspect you are in, as long as you're enjoying it and having fun.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a
That's pretty dope.
I have a fun question for everybody. Everybody can answer this. I love action movies. We all love action films here. Thinking about Jason Bourne, Denzel's The Equalizer, Keanu Reeves, John Wick, and then you have Mr. Franklin. Who will win that fight?
Oh, Mr. Franklin, hands down, lands down. Moody, don't even come in here with that. Did you see? You watched Mr. Franklin, right?
Yeah.
So you saw like Ergo's one of the like, bro, like Omni-Man versus Ergo. I'll take out Omni-Man all day. You know what I'm saying? Ergo Gustaffelstein, get out of here, Omni-Man, And you saw what quick work Mr. Franklin did. So don't even, go see the movie. That was the battle of the ages,
Yeah.
Now on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed.
Right. I haven't had a chance to see Mr. Franklin yet. And I'm pretty sure, Marcus, you did an extraordinary job, my brother. But
Yes.
I'm sorry. Ain't nobody messing with John Wick with the stick.
I was just
John Wick with the
I haven't
stick.
seen Mr. Franklin either, and I agree. John Wick never dies.
No.
Okay, but here, get real, all right?
John Wick
uses
somebody
guns.
with a book.
Okay, yeah. But here's the deal: he has to touch Mr. Franklin first. You see him? Okay, so you got Neo. Neo has to stop the bullets or like move real fast, right? Mr. Franklin, it's not even an issue. You know what I mean? And you'll see when you go watch the movie.
Mr. Franklin is pretty. I ain't gonna lie, Mr. Franklin is pretty bad. He's a bad boy. I was like, yeah.
So, Mike, we're gonna have to go and watch the movie. We encourage
watch the movie.
everyone to watch Mr. Franklin
That's right.
on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
But I'm just saying, John Wick beat up somebody with a book. Jason Bourne killed somebody with a pen.
You got to. But if you can't touch Mr. Frank, I'm telling you, Mr. Franklin is pretty cool. I was like, okay, and I was like, yeah, we got to ask that question because, I'll let Mike and to watch Mr. Franklin, and then we'll revisit this question again.
All right.
So what do you guys have coming out right now? Anything new that you want to promote?
American Santa, which is coming out around October in the fall before Christmas holidays, and the Hoodlum of the Opera. Try to get that one out before that, around the summertime. Cold Turkey. I mean, before the summertime, I got to get Cold Turkey out. Shout out to Joe Kendall, the man with the mighty patience. You know what I mean? I know you might be mad at me because we've been kind of waiting on that one for a while, but I'm gonna get it out before the summer, hopefully.
That boy Marcus be hustling, man.
Yeah.
That's what's
Got
up.
to, you got.
That's what's up.
You got to. Kahim, how about yourself? Or Corey?
No. Kahim, you want to go first? Yeah.
So I'm actually working on a 3-part series right now. It's kind of in the Mr. Franklin universe, but it's not necessarily about Mr. Franklin. It's about an immigrant girl, and I'll leave it at that. But it's a 3-part series. I'm almost done with the script. We actually just finished it, but we're doing some revisions, and we're going to try to start shooting that in the summertime. So we'll see how that go. You know, if everything go well, we'll be shooting in the summertime. So I'm excited about it.
Nice. And Corey, yourself?
I have a short film that I wrote last year that I'm now getting to. It's called Sure is the title. I just got a yesterday. The script won, or not won, but it's now a semi-finalist in the Weird Fest. And I'm a what is it, accepted as a, I don't even know what the term is, in another festival. And I have one more that I'm waiting on, which I'm hoping that that's good because we're filming it already in April. So that's something that I'm taking on right now. And then the other ordeal is Redbox, right?
Yeah.
The Redbox. Can't sit here and not promote the Redbox. We had the
Right.
whole entire cast come on here,
Yes.
directing everything like that, and I'm one of the producers that bangs their head on the keyboard for that project. I'm also the sound guy for that project. I make a featured appearance as the bartender who winds up becoming the butler who speaks in a British accent. Yeah. See,
That's true.
you have to talk about it. You have to talk with it for a little while in
Yeah,
order for
that's
it to
true.
actually start coming in. Oh, the British accent, and
That's true.
that's proper British. So there's actually something that happens in the Red Box where I filmed one of the parts. And I'm the sound guy, right? So I come in, they're like, okay, well, we have to get one of your parts done, and they wanted me to speak with a British accent. So I was like, all right, bet. So I do it, and I have like kind of slang British, and I'm not gonna embarrass myself trying to like just spit it out real quick. But then we had to get a bunch of other characters lines and dialogue and everything. So 4 hours later I come back to do the rest of my part, and I'm like setting my mic up to like record me and everything, and I spit out and I'm doing Queen's English, and I don't even catch it until like after I'm like on the drive home, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally screwed that up. So we're like, what are we gonna do? So immediately you got to think and brainstorm, and we're like, oh well, let's just make that part of the character. He's an actor in there, and he's working for the guy, and he forces him to be like he's a butler, so now he's forced to do this British butler accent. And then once I'm not going to do any spoilers, but then he drops the accent, and I think we're going to do another one. So y'all hear like a third one in there that's unrelated to anything you ever seen.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
lit.
You got to plant all those seeds,
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
then they start
definitely.
sprouting,
Yes.
and then
most
they bear
definitely.
the fruit
There you
after
go.
they grow.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
good fruit, man. Oh my gosh. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Let's first and foremost, before we get out of here, let's appreciate each other, for all of us, for like riding through the pandemic, be able to film, be able to be a part of some amazing cast and meet amazing people, cast of characters. So round of applause for all of us, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Round of applause for all of us. So the last and final question is that, do you guys have any advice that you'd like to share to the audience about this like crazy acting world? What piece of advice would you share to help others coming up?
Keep going. Keep going. Don't really, you're gonna always find difficult times around the way, but it goes back to that old saying: if you find difficult times along your path, you're going in the right direction, like a video game, right? Something like that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like that.
I like it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
just keep doing what you do. Do what you love, and get benefits from it. Then take the benefits and do better. Keep going.
Yes.
I would say just stay true to your art. Whatever stories, whatever art that you're trying to give out to the world, just stay true to that. Don't really worry about what everybody may say. As long as you're being authentic, as long as you're being true to that, everything's gonna work out. So yeah, if you're on your path, you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. Everything else will fall into place. So that's it.
Love it, man. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate y'all.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And go watch Mr. Franklin.
Yeah,
Amazon
definitely go
Prime,
watch Mr. Frank.
Tubi.
Yeah.
Yes, I
And
saw
it's
it.
going
I
on
love it.
some other platforms too. But I don't have that yet. But
Coming
mainly,
soon.
Come
yep.
on, in due time, in due time. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the cast of Mr. Franklin. Thank you again, gentlemen. Many blessings to you. Appreciate y'all. Come by again, man.
Definitely.
Definitely, please.